this is Corey here with Ride Suspension, and we're going to be going over something a little different from what we do. I've had a lot of people ask me on my new bike, on what it is and kind of how it is. So we're going to go over that. So what it is, what you can see behind me, is it's a 2024 GPX 300 TSE300L, which stands for linkage. We're going to go over the facts on pros, cons, price range, kind of everything I've done to the bike. It has about 17 hours on it now, so I can kind of go through and be like, all right, this is what needs to be fixed. Everything from poke runs to semi-hard enduro to some hard enduro stuff. So I want to start off by saying I bought this bike from our local power sports dealership, HRF. I bought it on sale. I think it was just under $7,000 and shipped to my door, everything like that. So super excited, been seeing these around a lot lately, or seeing these get more and more popular with the fact that people want to get into this sport, but they don't want to spend $12,000 on a brand new bike. So what we have is I have a 2023 or 2024 GPX, brand new. Kind of the stuff that I have dealt with, seeing everything like that in the short time. Now, bear with me, my experiences will not be the same as yours. It's with my luck, even if it's a brand new thing, I end up breaking it or having it break, whatever. So we'll start off with my pros with this bike. I came from a KX 252 stroke. Never ridden or never actually owned a 300. Now I own a 300, and just the insights on this bike from just pretty much their paper manual are impressive. It's technically, the best way to describe it is it's a KTM clone. They accept KTM parts for the most part and everything like that, but the build quality is impressive. So when I first took it apart, or when I first got it, I actually took it apart, make sure all my linkage and everything was greased and made sure everything was torqued to spec, everything like that. And come to find out, they greased everything, even the neck bearings. Everything was torqued to spec, everything was, you got billet linkage parts, you got a steel frame, everything like that. And I was impressed. You got, so I'll switch the camera around, but you got powder coated parts. It's very nice. You got a full size tank. It's carbureted for those people that don't like fuel injection like me. You got electric start. You got a headlight, a very, very bright headlight. Oh. You got a very bright headlight. You got kickstart backup, everything like that. And some of the stuff that I've just been impressed with. This bike doesn't have a flywheel weight or anything like that, and it lugs. It's the best way to describe the power is it's Sherco power on a KTM frame. So that going said, I have a lot of KTM parts are interchangeable. So suspension's interchangeable, plastics. A lot of my aftermarket parts are KTM, and so on and so forth. So we'll start with the big, I guess, concerns or problems I've had with this bike. When I first got the bike, I took it out on one ride, and I had a problem with the fan on this shorting out the whole harness. I don't know if it's, the screws came loose on the fan, twisted, shorted out the whole harness. So it wasn't anything on the quality of the harness. It just, when you get one, check the screws on that, Loctite the screws. That's what I did with the new one, and go from there. And I want to put a plug in here real quick saying that working with GPX, they're out of Utah, they have been super helpful. They understand my problems. They've sent me new stuff with no problems, no questions, and their customer service is phenomenal. And only time I had a problem with their customer service was they were moving warehouses, so they were in the middle of a big move, so getting a hold of them was a little tricky. But That's it. Never had a single problem with them. Ran into some other problems, but we got it fixed. No big deal. GPX again, figured it out. So what I've done was I have some good aftermarket parts. I have rad guards. So I have my radiator guards. I have SXS hand guards, Astra bars, full FMF, which is off of a 2020 KTM. This is my third set of forks because I'm not a big fan of the stock suspension on these GPXs. I think they're too soft. They're kind of like the WP Explorers, which I'm not a big fan of those either. So these right now are 23 WPs with Luckies in them. And then I have a 2019 WP linkage in the rear that has the hard enduro, the ride spec hard enduro kit. It's got a bladder kit that came with it, sprung to me, everything like that. I have a moose in the rear, running the IRC tires front and rear, some protection stuff. The other thing is I ran an X-Teen carb because I figured, I mean, it's technically a Chinese bike. Might as well try a Chinese carb, see how it does. And I've been impressed. Setup has been it took a little bit, but once it's dialed, it's been great. It sips fuel, does everything like that. The only other thing I had a problem with was the clutch is inconsistent. So the way I have alleviated that, and I still have one more part to do, I'll get to it, but swap the Belleville spring from KTM, Husky, whatever. The increased Belleville spring helps. I have a Recluse slave cylinder in mind, and then I'm going to be doing the Brembo 9mm just for the hard enduro stuff, just because the clutch for anything other than hard enduro is great. But hard enduro, the clutch seems inconsistent and doesn't engage fully at the same time, which means if it's not consistent, you can't feel the timing, you can't do any of that. It's honestly been a fantastic bike. Kickstart backup was a must for me because I don't trust batteries. Electric start is new for me, so going that route with it was a little funky, but I got it. Brakes are really good. They're KTM style brakes. Pretty much everything's a KTM style on it. It's got headlight, tail light. I know in some states, I'm in California, but I know some states that you can register these to be on the road. Big tank. I've taken everything apart and it's impressive. It's running, so all your motor bearings all run in Koyo bearings, which is the same bearings they run in KTM, Husky, Yamaha, Suzuki, all Japanese bearings. Stator's a good stator, puts off really good voltage. Headlight on, doesn't disturb it, anything like that. Headlight's one of the best ones I have from factory. Brightness, beam width, length, everything is phenomenal. And so on and so forth. But it's got a handful of billet parts. It's got billet triplet trees, split trees. It comes with a skid plate that's down and comes with billet pegs. Comes with a lot of goodies for the price you're getting. I mean, you can get them on sale or anything like that, $6 grand, $7 grand, whatever. All the parts I have put in this bike are still under a brand new KTM's price. I'm not a fuel injection, oil injection guy. I don't like that the new ones have idling issues, running fat, and that goes with the new Huskies, KTM's. Anything still running the TVI or TPI. Filters are KTM. It's super simple. Like I said, I have 16 hours, about 200 miles on it. and it's been great. I've never had a single problem with like actual like leaving me stranded. And we just did a ride yesterday of semi-hard enduro stuff. It did great. It didn't struggle. It lugged up everything. It was able to do what it needs to do. The only problem is, like I said, the clutch is inconsistent, which is an easy fix. It's very simple to do. And you don't have to do, of course, the parts I do. If you're a new rider, because I know there's a lot more new riders wanting to trail ride and all this stuff, which is great. You don't have to spend big money on a new bike or spend the same money on a used bike that you don't know what really they did. You're doing a gamble. Some people take care of their bikes. Some people just put new plastics on, clean it up so it looks good when you buy it, and then you get it home and there's mechanical issues, case is cracked, stuff is cracked. The other good thing that I didn't talk about with this is, so it's a 6-speed. It's 6-speed 300. It's got 18-inch rear wheel. Stock gearing is 1351, which with this bike, it works. It just works. I tried the 1251 and it's too much, but the 1351 just works. It's got an O-ring chain, hydraulic clutch. Everything is pretty much KTM. They're coming now with, I have a seat concept seats. They're coming now with the seat concept seats, or seat concept style seats. So they're kind of the same style. But the big thing I found that I really enjoy is 90% of 2017, 2018, and 2020 KTM parts will fit on this. So if you can't get a hold of GPX, say it's a weekend or anything like that, you can get a hold of your local KTM dealership and they'll be like, we have that, we can make it work. Everything down to the Bendix and Bendix bushings, which are a common problem on this year KTM, which 17, 18, that's what the motor's based around. And the Bendix bushings are from, excuse me, I have Bendix bushings, the brass ones from an 18, and they're great. The starter starts really quick. I have a lithium ion battery in them. They come with a Sky Rich lithium battery, which is the same KTM runs from factory. They come with guards already. I put swing arm guards on because I don't like my swing arms torn up. But other than that, this thing has impressed me. It has gone from 2,000 feet all the way up to 11,000 feet and never skipped a beat. The low end torque is amazing. The rideability is amazing. You can really get on it and it will handle it, or you can lug it around and it still handles it. Never had a single problem with it, fell on a plug or anything like that. Yeah, so what are some of your guys' questions with the new GPX? Because there's a lot of people asking about them. They're becoming more popular. They're advertised. I mean, you got plenty of riders riding them, but they're becoming advertised as a entry level enduro trail bike, which they are. Are they going to do well in hard enduro? I mean, time will tell, and they're going to keep improving them because they listen to their customer feedback, which is that everybody knows that is huge as it is. So, yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier with this thing. The parts, the feeling, the rideability, everything like that. Like I said in the earlier part of this video, it's a GPX, or it's a Sherco power, so it's got that really deep grunt all the way through the power, tame, but it will hit at the same time on a KTM frame. I'm running, of course, a low moose, so I'm running less pressure, and it just continues to have traction no matter where we're at. So there's a lot of cool stuff with this bike that you, from factory, when you get it, ride it, everything like that, you'll be very impressed. The few things I have changed just because of my personal preference, and then that's all. I didn't like the suspension. swapped that out with WP stuff. I didn't like the bars. They were just a tad tall and forward, so I swapped them out. And then and the stock tires. Stock tires they're But if you're getting into it, you don't really need good tires. So if you have questions, leave comments, like this video, share it, everything like that. And we'll see you next time. Remember, ride beyond the limits. I'm Corey from Ride Suspension. Like, subscribe, and follow.